We are here at Aalborg rock and metal Nordic festival with Valkenrag.
Valkenrag.
So, is this your first time in Denmark?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. First time.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, it's pretty cool, you know. There are a couple of things that strike on the ice as the first one. First of all is the traffic. No traffic. In Poland we get such a traffic only on Sundays. It's pretty clean on the streets. Difficult to find any garbage.
No dog shit on the sidewalks.
Yeah. In Poland it's a little bit different. I don't mean that in Poland it's a complete garbage, but it's easier to find anything, you know.
Yeah.
than here. And in my opinion, the air is much more clean.
Okay.
Maybe that's why because I live in the city, you know, in a fabric city. Industrial city, sorry. And that's the case. Here is, you know, like I'm on the village in Poland. You can breathe.
So, city do you live in?
Where?
Which city do you live in?
Which?
It translates loosely to
boat.
Boat. Not boat city, just boat.
Just boat.
Just boat.
By the water?
No.
No. There is no river in the city.
Yeah, there are underground rivers. There are underground rivers, but
yeah, but I think that when the city was formed, nobody cared about underground waters. So why the fuck they named the city Boat? I don't get it. I don't try to guess. Quite big. Second in Poland? Biggest city?
Second or third regarding population, and don't think it's the second or the third regarding the actual area. But it's in the first three, you know, biggest Polish cities.
That's good. Is there something new coming?
Yeah. We are at the end almost.
It's almost recorded.
Yeah. So there is only mixing, mastering, and we also get some orchestration to add solos, but all the guitar, bass, vocals, drums are already recorded. So we are at the end. Probably the album will be released on Atom. On Atom?
In autumn.
In Atoms. You know, English teacher, I need to ask him.
The guys told me it's like going to be like planned. You know how it goes, yeah? You plan something and then, you know, things fuck up.
Yeah.
There are always
September or October. Something like that. Like early autumn.
Oh, so can you say a little about what it has inspired you on this album? Lyric-wise, music-wise?
You know, I'm art.
That's
the truth is that most songs of the second album, the one that we already almost recorded, I wrote before we recorded the first album, because you know, this was just riffs, and you get lots of songs, and you need to I'll put this one, I'll take this one. This need to wait, okay, and after some time. Rehearsals with the band, playing gigs, making some video clips, or etc. The time has come to return for those old songs, and we need to remake them. So we also changed the drummer because those new songs were already done with our former drummer, but after we changed the drummer, we need to make those songs from the beginning.
Yeah,
and I think that was a very good idea, because most of them were changed, not directly, but a little bit. You know, the riffs required us to grow up. For example, to have a fresh look on those riffs, those ideas. And after that, when we started from the beginning to work on the music, I think the effect will be pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
The guy helped me a lot with lyrics. for the second album.
Yeah, I wrote like for the first album I just checked them a bit.
Yeah.
For like some minor mistakes.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
No. It wasn't like that. And
here is the correct one.
yeah, like F minus, like F minus. I want to see your parrots. And I wrote like I think lyrics to 2 or 3 songs. I know that one song will not be used on this album. I mean, because
forgot to read.
They usually demo their songs, so it's like a rough drum machine with the guitar overlaid.
Yeah, and recorded at home studio.
Yeah, like home studio, like line 6, tone port or something like that. And then they send me sometimes they send me their ideas and like if you have any ideas for lyrics, because sometimes the guys just have their own ideas. And they just write at home, and sometimes they send me a song or two. Like, if you have any ideas for this song, just like let it rip. And
it's pretty easy because when we are working on the song, for example, there are a few things that can be changed, and when you have the lyrics, there is a possibility it won't match. But if the other guy makes those lyrics, okay, please write another one because we change the song.
And I tried to stay in their like let's say comfort zone. So it's I just took some Norse myths, and one song is about the wolves chasing the sun and the moon.
Sun and the moon, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's like the Vikings. From what I read, this is how they explained to themselves how day and night changes. Yeah. So it's like one chariot with the sun, one chariot with the moon, and 2 wolves chasing them. So you got this rotation. Yeah. It's a pretty cool song. Yeah, I really like the the music, the riffs, the melodies in it. And the other song that I remember because it was like 2 years ago, I think. I wrote a song about Nidhogg, the dragon that feeds on the Yggdrasil's roots. Yeah, so it's like he eats also cadavers in Hell's Realm or something like that. And this song
the basic title was N10.
N10.
Yeah, number 10, N10.
Yeah, he always gives the song original titles like N10, N11, N11A, N11B.
Numbers are much easier.
So I wrote the lyrics to this song, but it didn't. It will be from the guys tell me on the 3rd album maybe. And it reminded me, music-wise, it reminded me a lot of like Unleashed. Like Yggdrasil Trembles or Midwinter Blood. Yeah, like from these albums. Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
We've got our own guy from the interviews,
They pay me in beer.
How did you decide if you're going with a Viking theme?
A couple of things that were influential. First of them was childhood. As a child, I was maybe fascinating is a too strong word, but interesting. A lot of interest with the culture of Vikings and ancient Slavs, etc. So this was influential a lot. About inspirations in music, among them of course, but also Behemoth, Dimmu Borgir, at least one riff. Metallica, yeah.
So did you start playing at an early age?
No, it was about 16 years old. I was playing on the other instruments when I was younger, but nothing dealing with metal actually. It was piano. First was the piano, but unfortunately I didn't have any, so I used keyboard. So I used keyboard, but when I was teenage, like it's about 16 years old, my brother-in-law showed me first Metallica, and Nothing Else Matters. Yeah, that was great. I mean, he just played the guitar, and I first time saw when somebody plays the guitar like this. You know, damn, that's pretty good. And my first achievement was when I learned how to play solo to Nothing Else Matters. My brother-in-law couldn't. Yeah. First win.
Yeah.
First win.
So how did the band get started?
The band started in 2006, as far as I remember. I formed a band with my friend. I used to play with him with my first band ever. It wasn't something, you know, that we wanted to be a band playing gigs or tours or some of this stuff, you know. I played as a vocalist in other bands, and this was just a side project. Because this kind of music, in the band, I was doing almost nothing with the music. I was only, you know, frontman, the vocalist. I didn't make any riffs. With my friend, we wanted to do some side project just to, you know, express ourselves in the riffs. So we started to record our ideas at home. That formed up the first demo, then EP album, and after that we made our first video clip, just for fun. It looked very pretty cool. This was very good idea to show the people our music by video, not only MP3. The video also allows the audience to see what you mean. It's more expressive, in my opinion. We found that people like this, like those riffs, this video.
Yeah, it's an awesome song. Once captured Grease is a fucking awesome, you know.
Yeah,
like
I also think
metal, you know, anthem.
Yeah, actually, the inspiration for this song was Amon Amart. Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, me too. The sound of 8 hooves. There is lyrics about also the priest who is trying to convert pagans to Christianity. In our version, we just decapitate the bastard. Amon Amart, hang him on the tree. Okay. Then I left the band I used to play with. With Vincent's help, I met this guy, Typhus the Silent.
I actually...
That's why he is the silent one.
I actually, like, because I knew Tom from a different band, and I knew that Tom is a really good guitarist, and he also is into, like, folk music and stuff like that. They met, it clicked, and they started.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was at the step that the first album, Twilight of Blood and Flesh, was actually recorded 3 times. Because I remember that when I met Tomek, I was after recording my guitar. Mm-hmm. And I just sent tabs to him. And he came up to me, and we started to deal with this situation. So we got drums recorded, not recorded. This was
the first concept was to make like fake drums, drum machine. And each time we were trying to make the things better. We did the guitars, then we needed better guitars, then we made like human recorded drums, and then someone said, yeah, if you have that already, then make real mic'd guitars, and it just escalated. Finally, we had recorded guitars 3 times and basses 3 times.
But we learned a lot.
Yeah.
When you
so
are
the second album was recorded only once.
For now.
Yeah, it was a long process. I think the first time you recorded in your hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah, then...
Yeah, you arrived and recorded basses.
Yeah, I actually recorded basses for like 2 versions of the album. I don't know how much of these basses survived till the end. I'm not gonna say that I recorded the bass for the first album. Parts of it, maybe. But yeah, it was a long and arduous process, but it paid off. As you can see, guys are playing in Denmark, Germany, whatnot.
The point is that we are not playing at home. So
yeah, because there are some great bands that just play in their hometown and maybe in cities 100 kilometers away.
A lot of them are better musicians than I am. I'm serious. I know a lot of those guys. Guys that are better guitarists or vocalists, but they just choose to sit on the ass at home or play gig in their hometown only. That's their way.
Yeah.
That's their way. They choose it.
So you got a couple of concerts left, and apparently an album on the way. What else is in the future of Valkenrag?
So tomorrow we are going to Germany, and our tour starts in the middle of June. So we will play a couple of shows, and I hope till this time we have all the tracks recorded, and while we are on tour, the album will be mixed and mastered, as we can make some video clips on the summer, and second part of the tour promoting directly the album will be on the autumn. Lots of job to do before us. Well, we can handle this.
Ładnie Viking, nie? Smakuje jeszcze lepiej.
Really fucking good.
Your name, Valkenrag,
Means?
what does it mean?
Nothing.
Nothing. It means nothing. With my friend, when we started to form up the band, we got some music, some riffs, not put together to make a whole song, but we got the ideas, and when we already recorded first song, man, we need to take a name for this project. Okay, have you any idea? No. And you? No. Okay. And after that, well, something like that. That was the name. We choose the name not because it means something deeper. No, it just sounds awesome for us.
When you hear about Denmark, what do you think?
Copenhagen.
And Hans Christian Andersen, the Little Mermaid, because his fairy tales are really popular in Poland.
Lego.
Yeah,
Lego
sure.
bricks. Bluetooth. And also Vikings. Yeah, we already wait for this.
History of Poland, speaking about education in Poland, starts with baptizing the Poland. So the country starts when our country became Christian.
Yeah, children don't know anything about
Yeah.
There are some legends that Hans Christian Andersen's stories were based on some, I think, things from Norse mythology a bit. Nothing,
Yeah, but instead of this, children in Poland are taught about Greek mythology, Romans, Egypt.
But then you have metal bands that kind of try to revive this Slavic.
Lots of them. Lots of them.
A lot.
Things like you do with the Norse things.
Yes,
themes,
but when you read the biography of our band, there is written that we deal with Vikings, but also the Slavs.
Yeah.
The pre-Christian beliefs, the culture, etc. That's formed up because we don't want to close ourselves only in Vikings way. Because maybe someday we want to write something about our own history. In Poland are bands also who are dealing with warriors cult or Slavic mythology, like Saltus, North Graveland. These are or pagan bands or black metal bands. Real respect those guys.
Even early Behemoth was really pagan.
First
Grom
albums, Grom.
and Storming New Baltic, they're really rooted in the Slavic myths.
Yeah, but you're not able to be taught in the school about those things. If you want, search by yourself.
Yeah. You just have to do
No,
your
no
own
way.
research. Yeah, actually,
Close it.
this is how the guys recorded the vocals for their first album.
Yeah.
Like a fucking giant wardrobe. The doors were open, and they jerry-rigged some kind of like from
Carpets.
like old blankets and towels. They jerry-rigged like a recording
This
booth.
building was just a fucking
And,
masterpiece, man.
and you know
One collapse on my head anyway.
because I recorded some backing vocals for the first album, so it was like this. There was like a computer sitting in the end of the room, and Lechu just started recording. He hit play, and then he ran to the wardrobe where two more people were waiting to record some like a and like the most awesome thing, like Tom told me, like he was recording some guitar solos, and Lechu's girlfriend was vacuuming the apartment. so the solos on a backing track. Oh, a vacuum fucking cleaner.
Recorded to the album,
So he had to scrap like 4 hours of work because he was just so focused he didn't pay attention that there's like a sound in the next room.
He noticed when she asked him, "Hey Tommy, can I clean this room?"
Because I cleaned the whole house and he was like,
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, so we've been friends and we actually like helped each other out. Like I have a chance to because there was a sad situation. Their bassist's dad died. On Saturday I think or Sunday. Lechu phoned me if I could like fill in for Ulfar. Cheers, bro. And
Take care.
yeah. And to come here and like play the 2 shows because he has to deal with all those funeral arrangements.
Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, too.
Thanks.
It was,